men just give me the ick. Like, I've never been this icked out by men in my life.
There is no cure. There is no remedy for the ick. Once I get the ick, it's done for you, babes.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amaya and welcome back to Amaya's Unsolicited Opinions. Today we're going to be jumping in a viral trend / combo that's been taking over TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and even, Blue Sky and X, called the ICK. The ICK is basically getting the ick or being disgusted by something small that your partner does, says, etc.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. I'll be right back, alright?
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey at your prehistoric age.
As a grown man, where did you go wrong?
It's giving serial killer.
Are you gonna harvest my face? Are you not Tim Barras?
You're insane. Let me call my girl real quick.
Ring.
I'm already outside.
And we're going to be talking about why this happens and how this reflects, Gen Z culture and the culture going on right now, where people are basically starting to become more disgusted with their partners.
By now, a lot of us know about the ick phenomenon when you're talking to a guy and then you get the ick and suddenly you're no longer interested. But I want to expand on this because the implications of the ick actually hinge upon a piece of dating advice that I live by. Generally, as women, when we first like a man, we become infatuated. We fantasize about him, we imagine a future, and when we're talking to him, we really do hope it works out. We think that maybe he could be the one. We experience the ick for trivial but also significant reasons. The trivial reasons are the nitpicky things they do that turn us off, but the significant ones could be like him not texting you back, following a million girls on Instagram, and so on. The ick shatters this fantasy we have of him being our perfect dream man. And it reminds me of this dating advice that I live by, which is see the man, not the myth. The myth is the idealized version of him that we have in our minds. We place him on a pedestal as if he's this transcendent god. Getting the ick is literally a reality check because we're like, oh, you really are just a man. Right. You chew with your mouth open. You leave the toilet seat up. You tell bigoted jokes. You are a mere mortal like the rest of us. The ick is literally a reminder that he is not as special as you idealized him to be. Your fantasy was literally no more than a fantasy. Because before the ick, you hoped that he would choose you, that you would be the one that he would decide to live his days with. Once you get the ick, you realize that you're not so sure if you want to choose him.
So some personal examples of the ick for me would be I would just categorize anything as millennial core, like really bad jokes at really weird times, or certain people. I seen a video where this lady was basically like saying yum 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 yum, like eating food, like just doing stuff where it's just like, do you need to be doing that right now? You can see it.
Gets to be small girl with Travis Kelce because he is large boy, and then you explode with a loser. Rectangular prisms twice.
But at first glance, like these things seem harmless in the moment, and they seem like a harmless joke that you can just move by. But what I'm coming to see on the internet is a lot more women are starting to basically say that if I'm getting the ick from you as a partner, and if I'm starting to feel disgusted by the small things you're doing as a human being, I'm not the human being for you. People are in love. They fantasize everything their partner does and love everything their partner does. Well, in reality, that's not how a relationship works when you've been in a relationship long term. Like, I've been with my boyfriend for 3.5 years. There's definitely some stuff he's done that's made me go, what is you doing that for? Just like that. But that does not mean I love him less as a human being. That just means that I'm with a weirdo. Like, I'm weird, but he's on a different level. So the biggest question is, why is it that people get the ick? Why is it that we feel disgusted by the people that we love?
Turns out that it is not when you see somebody who does something that just really bothers you, or somebody does something that's one of your personal pet peeves. So, for example, somebody starts to chew with their mouth open and you're like, oh, that's just such a turnoff. That is not the ick. So the ick, as it has been explained to me, is when you get that feeling that you are repelled by a person because they're doing something that is rather innocuous. They eat with their right hand instead of their left. The reason doesn't feel concrete, and it's very difficult to explain. Now, there's a reason why this is intuitive. That's your inner voice telling you that something here is off. That sense that goes deeper than thought, that is your intuition reaching up and saying, listen to me. Your inner voice is subtly nudging you in a different direction. So when you get the ick, pay attention.
And the easiest way of summing it up is, like I said, like when you're in love with somebody in the beginning, in that honeymoon phase, like you basically fantasize everything that they do and you're in love with everything they do. And then as time goes on and, in some lights you start to see your partner in a non-romantic way, in more of like a human being that you love, that's when you really start to get the ick. Because I noticed that in the beginning of my relationship with my boyfriend, like now looking back, there's certain stuff that he did and said that I would be like, you really thought you were him? Like, that is so cringe. And I was just so in love with it. Like, I was head over heels for this man. And now that, I still love my boyfriend, but I've just grown to know him as a human being for years, there's some stuff that he does now where it's just like, dude. And another factor of not only my perception but other women's perception of this could be the internet. Like, a lot of girls I would have never even got the idea to make this video had it been like girls on TikTok.
Here are a list of things that will give me the ick about people.
I'll always want some tea. I'll give you some tea. 3 real life icks that I deadass ended relationships over.
Explaining examples of how their boyfriend's giving them the ick and saying that once you get the ick from somebody, you shouldn't be with them because you've grown to be disgusted by them. And although, you feel this human reaction of disgust from this person, I don't think that's a factor that should make you feel like, oh, now that I feel disgusted by certain things you do, this relationship should just be over. Because at the end of the day, you're just going to get in the next relationship and the same thing is going to happen, and then you're just going to be in this cycle of constantly being with somebody, trying to find the perfect person. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be with a human. Unless you're with one of them Elon's Tesla bots, you're not going to find the perfect person who does everything and acts in a way where you're just never getting tired of it. And you might even be tired of that. Like, imagine being with the perfect person all of the freaking time. Yeah, but I just feel like Gen Z culture is basically, why am I saying Gen Z? Like, it's not my culture, but Gen Z culture is based off of going on social media and people talking about finding that perfect person and that ideal person to be with, when in reality, a real relationship is based off of finding that person that suits you and is the other piece to your puzzle as a human being, and constantly doing the work to re-fall in love with that person every single day. You have to argue in a relationship to continue the relationship. If there is no argument and you constantly push that to the side, the relationship is going to completely be over. You know what I'm saying? So, is there anything we can do to overcome the ick? Now, there's certain stuff where it's just like, I completely understand why a girl or a guy would get the ick. Like, let's not confuse the ick with being with a bad person or being with a person that's not thinking about you. Because, yesterday was Valentine's Day. Enjoyed my day with my boyfriend. But, like, a lot of girls were basically talking about and posting videos on how they asked their boyfriend and basically told their boyfriend, if you do not do anything for me this day, I don't know if I want to be with you. That's not an ick situation. That's a boyfriend that doesn't know what he's doing type of situation, that doesn't think about your situation. That's not an ick, that's an exit. That's a red flag, and that means it's time to go. Okay? So, if you do get the ick and it's just something minor, like, I just don't like the way he says this, or I don't like the way he does this, or I don't like the way that he be making these types of jokes. Have a conversation with your partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not just go to the internet and, watch videos of girls saying, well, if he walks this type of way, it's time to let him go, because we live in reality. A lot of these people, a lot of these relationship gurus that give this advice, they be by themselves at home, not even with a cat or a dog, just looking out the window. Also, let me know what is the weirdest ick that you have received from somebody else. I would say my weirdest ick is, I'm just not a person. I hate when somebody makes a weird joke and it just doesn't land at the wrong time. Like when my boyfriend does that, or he likes to make jokes. Like sometimes he likes to make jokes when I'm irritated, and he'll make a joke and my face is literally looking like this. And it's just like, babe, you want to get punched in the face? I'm just playing, but But that was it for this video. If you liked it, like, comment, and subscribe. Have a beautiful day and follow my other channel.
My old is fun like Jackie Brown. I wanna know what she can do.